Hello, welcome to Muckman Movies. It's that time of the month again where I go through my purchases of the last month. So stay tuned to see what I picked up in February. So I made quite a few purchases in February. I got back on track with quite a few purchases and a couple of Holy Grails as well. But I'll start off with a couple of films that I've watched already, and that's first off Colossus, the Forbin Project. This is quite a good, ominous and foreboding computer takes over the world sort of film. It resonates with what's going on with AI at the moment. I really liked the tone of it. It's got a 60s aesthetic that comes over into the 70s. It was made in 1970. Really enjoyed this one. Eric Braeden, who's the lead actor, I thought he was a little bit wooden in it to carry the film, but there's lots of recognisable faces in the supporting cast. So yeah, it's a good one to pick up. This got this for under a tenner, so yeah, I recommend Colossus, the Forbin Project. Yeah. And then the next one I've watched already is The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Now, really enjoyed this one, but it certainly isn't what I was expecting. I can't really go too much into it because it'd just spoil the whole film if you've never seen it before. But it's definitely worth picking up and watching. The Wolf of Snow Hollow. So next up was a film that was recommended by one of my friends who's a horror writer, and that was Full Circle: The Haunting of Julia, starring Mia Farrow. I've heard good things about this. I like a good ghost story. It's quite a slow burn of a horror film, unsettling. But I know this is a bit of a cult chiller, so yeah, I'll look forward to watching that one at some point. And then I got two presents for my birthday from my better half, and that was Ministry of Fear, starring Ed Milland. I like Ed Milland, and this is directed by Fritz Lang, so that should be a good film noir, I think. It's got suspense and menace behind every shadow. That's what it says on the back. So yeah, that should be a good one. And then Cloak and Dagger, starring Gary Cooper. That's also directed by Fritz Lang. I think she unintentionally bought me two Fritz Langs. She didn't realise what she was buying, but you know what? I don't think you can go wrong with a Fritz Lang film. So yeah, I look forward to watching that one again. I think it's an espionage thriller, World War II espionage thriller. So that should be a good one. I went into HMV a week or two back, and I got £15 on a gift card. So I made these purchases using that gift card. And that's Sofia Coppola's The Virgin Suicides. I've never seen this. I know it's got a cult following. And what's she called? I've forgotten her name now. Kirsten Dunst, Josh Hartnett, Kathleen Turner, and James Woods. Wow, didn't know them two were in it. But yeah, I've heard this has got a bit of a cult following, so I'll look forward to watch that. That was only $7.99. All these three were $7.99. I know Criterion have just recently released this, and I loved the front cover of the Criterion, but the Studio Canal comes with a nice slip and not quite as intriguing of a front cover as the Criterion, but I couldn't pass it up for $7.99. If I like it and I see the Criterion on a decent deal or something, I might pick it up and replace this one, but it says it's got a brand new restoration, as you can see there. So yeah, The Trial, that's supposed to be really good. And then Stuart George, he did his top 10 war films recently. If you go and check out his channel, Stuart George, and he put The Pianist in his top 10. I've had this on DVD for a long time and I've still not watched it. So when I saw this on Blu-ray for $7.99, I thought, yeah, I'm going to pick that up. I've still not watched it, but Adrian Brody puts in a award-winning performance, I believe. In fact, he won the Oscar. So yeah, it sounds like it's a bleak one to watch. So you need to be in the right mood for it. But yeah, The Pianist, $7.99 bargain. Don't know, I must have been in a bit of a dystopian, foreboding, ominous mood in February. So I ended up also picking up Threads. I've not seen this. It was like a mini-series for the BBC back in the 80s. And it just tells the story of a post-apocalyptic... it's got a post-apocalyptic setting, and it follows people around Sheffield in the UK trying to survive. It's supposed to be a very hard watch. So, yeah, can't wait to watch that one, actually. Threads is a classic, apparently. Yeah, next up, there's a bit of an 88 films sale going on over on Amazon. And this had been on my radar since it came out. But since there was a sale, I picked The Magic Crystal up, starring Cynthia Rothrock and Andy Lau, both good film stars in their own right. So I thought I'd pick that up. It's got quite a bit of a cult following, so yeah, got that one. Mike Leigh, he's a bit of a blind spot for me. I've not watched many of his films. I have got some of his films, but I've still to watch them, like Secrets and Lies. But yeah, I picked up Naked. That's got David Thewlis in it. It's quite another tough watch. So yeah, a bit of an unforgiving one. So Naked. Radiance, hitting the ball out of the park again. I really love Asian cinema, so it's great to see titles that I've never heard of being released. So the first one that came out this month, Black Tight Killers. I mean, look at the artwork. I love the artwork on this one. It's supposed to be a bit crazy. It's filmed by Yasuharu Hasibi. You tell me how to pronounce that down in the comments below. But yeah, this sounds a bit crazy. And then By a Man's Face Shall You Know Him. So another Asian film I've never heard of, but the films sound so intriguing that I just cannot pass on them. So yeah. So that's the two Radiance releases for February. I also picked up Sidney Lumet. I love Sidney Lumet, but this is one I've never seen before. That's Prince of the City, starring Treat Williams. So this is a bit of a cop drama, cop thriller. Not seen it, still in its packaging, so that's one I'll try and get watched in the next month. I love a good boxing drama, so I picked up Champion, starring Kirk Douglas, directed by Mark Robson. Not seen it. Let me know what it's like in the comments below if you have, but I do like a good boxing drama. And then this has been on my radar for so long, and I found it for like £6 online. It's A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. It's an Iranian vampire film. I believe it's Iranian. Let me just check. Yeah, an Iranian ghost town. Yeah, home to prostitutes, junkies, pimps, sorry, and other sordid souls. Yeah, so that's A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. That is supposed to be a really good vampire film. Mildred Pierce, Criterion. It was only $12.99 on Amazon. I've heard this is a great one, and I love Joan Crawford, especially in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. So anything with Joan Crawford in, I'm always tempted to pick it up. And for $12.99, normally this is about $17.99, so I picked it up for $12.99. Yeah, can't wait to watch that one. Jet Li in Kung Fu Cult Master. I watched the trailer for this. It looks absolutely bonkers. It's a wushu martial arts film, but it looks absolutely crazy. And I was like, yeah, that looks, you know, my sort of film. Can't wait to see that. And then I picked up some steelbooks. Now, when I saw this film online, I thought, right, I'm sure I've got this film. So I went and had a look on my shelves, and I couldn't see it anywhere. So I ended up picking the Ben-Hur steelbook up for £10, second hand. It's in good condition. There's no obvious, there's a little ding on the corner there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the only blemish on the steelbook. So after I purchased it, I went back and looked at my shelves again, and I did. I found the standard edition, but it wasn't under B, it was under D. So I ended up missing it. So I'll have to sell that one because I've got the nice, shiny gold Ben-Hur steelbook. I'll take that out, just see what's on the back. Take this cover off with all the synopsis and Blu-ray details. So that's the front and back. It's a 2-disc edition with the chariot, the iconic chariot race on the inside. That's a really nice edition for £10. I couldn't pass on that. I'll get some money back because I'll sell my other version for, try and get about a £5 back for that one. Then picked up one of my holy grails. I've got the film, but I found this second hand in reasonable condition, and that's Jaws. I've been after the steelbook of Jaws, one of my favourite films of all time, for quite a while. There's nothing on the back, unfortunately. Let's have a look at the artwork inside. So it's got that iconic scene at the beginning. Although in the film, they must have filmed this for like afterwards, because this scene here is actually all in dark. It's all in the dark at the beginning of the film. So they must have filmed that as promotional material. So that's in the daylight. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that actually until now. And then, because I picked Jaws up, the first one, I went and picked up the second one, Jaws 2, which I've not seen in decades. This has got a nice artwork with some better artwork on the back than the first film. On the inside, that's the inside artwork. So I'll look forward to watching that because I've not seen that in decades. This is probably the best of the sequels. 3 and 4 are a bit rubbish, really. And then because this film is on streaming, it's on Apple TV, I don't think there's any chance of this film coming out in the UK. So I ended up, thanks to Tim Talk Talkies, on one of his videos, he brought it to my attention that you could pick Killers of the Flower Moon up over on Amazon Italy. So yeah, I picked up this over on Amazon Italy, Killers of the Flower Moon. And it's a bit of a matte finish. Could have been nice to have some debossing on the title, but when you open it up, it looks really nice. You have the fire going all the way through for continuity. And I'm going to try and watch this one this weekend because I only recently received this. So yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon, that's my last pickup of February, and I will be watching that one this weekend. So I'd also like to give you a bit of a heads up. I'm taking part in a podcast tomorrow with Tony over on Instagram. His account's Sir Tone Reviews. He's also got a podcast called The Real Spotlight. And tomorrow we'll be discussing 80s action movies. So if you go onto Spotify or one of the other podcast channels and do a search for The Real Spotlight, in the coming days, after I'm sure he'll be doing some editing and things, but in the coming days, I'm sure our discussion on 80s action films will be up there for everyone to listen to. So yeah, give me a follow, and look out for that podcast on The Real Spotlight. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Goodbye.